Hello, hello, and welcome to What's Interrupting Your Life. I'm Wendy Curnew Harris. I am one of the co-founders of Big Girl Interrupted. I am a life coach that specializes in trauma-informed care. I am your go-to girl if you feel very stuck in life and don't realize that you are a trauma warrior yet. I'm going to pass it over to Hazel.
Hey, I'm Hazel, the other founder of Big Girl Interrupted, and I'm excited about helping you transform your business into what you view it to be and want it to be and what your dreams are. So what I specialize in is business coaching.
All right.
Perfect. And today we're so excited. We have Rose. Rose is from Mama Life. She took to the airwaves with her mission of helping other moms, stay-at-home moms, or moms in general, I guess, get through the grind of motherhood. We all know what that's like. I'm a mom, retired now because my son is grown, but now I'm a grandmother. So I'm going to hand it over to Rose and let her introduce herself.
Hi, my name is Rose. I am a mom of three, three boys actually. I have a 6-year-old, a 2-year-old, and a 3-year-old.
Nice.
So, and I'm also the host of Mama Live.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yay.
So we've listened to your podcast, Rose. It's so funny. If you haven't checked out her podcast yet, please go do so. One of my favorite ones was you talking about the most annoying TV shows.
Yes.
That was so much fun. And it really relates. I looking back, I was answering the questions like Barney. When my son was little, it was Barney. And I remember, and they want to watch those things over and over and over again, right? So yes.
Definitely.
So thank you so much for joining us. And again, if you haven't checked her out yet, we're going to have her links in the bio. So we're going to kick it off because our show is called What's Interrupting Your Life? That's always my first and opening question. What is or was interrupting your life, Rose?
Oh my God. The one thing that's interrupting my life is anxiety.
Mm,
Yes. And I know
wow.
a lot of parents, a lot of parents can relate to that also.
Of course. Yeah. Is it okay if we elaborate on how that shows up for
Go
you?
ahead, go
Okay,
ahead.
perfect. How does that show up in your life, your anxiety?
Well, I get anxious about like small little things, like with the children is if I'm doing everything right, I gotta, try to organize the room a specific way. And I get anxious and stressed if things are not going the way I think it's gonna go. But with kids, things never go, that way. But I get like really anxious as a parent and as myself because I had anxiety for a while. So
Mm. So you had anxiety prior to being a parent. So being a parent has
yes,
amplified your anxiety, maybe
yes,
a little
it
bit.
did.
Yeah,
Especially being a mama boys.
Yes.
girl.
It's a whole
I
other
both,
ball game.
now we don't have three. Paige and I both have one single boy, and I can relate to that.
But those one single boys are like 10. So
Yes,
Oh my God.
imagine with me with three, what that multiplies to.
Oh my
right.
God. That's crazy. It's crazy.
Mm.
So one piece of advice I can give you is grandchildren, which I now have. I have two beautiful grandchildren. They make up for not killing your teenagers. Keep keep that in mind as you go through the teenage years.
Oh my God. I'll try.
So how did you realize that this was an interruption?
I realized that actually that was an interruption only because it actually stops me from doing the stuff and I'm getting mad at things that I shouldn't get mad at things for because I get so anxious and frazzled about stuff.
Mhm.
Right.
So that's how I realized that.
Well, I commend you for coming on here and talking about that, because it's not an easy conversation to have. It's not, and it's sometimes we don't want to recognize those things in ourselves, right?
Right.
Yes.
Because if we have been programmed to think that it's a weakness, and it's not. You know, you're pushing through, and you're coming out and you're talking about it. You started this podcast. I commend you so much for doing that. I think that's amazing, and I think that this is going to be so helpful for any other mom, hundreds and thousands of women that are out there struggling, thinking, am I doing a good job? Because at the end of the day, that's what we worry about the most, right? Am I doing a good job? Well, thank you so much for sharing that.
You're welcome.
So what are you doing to work on becoming uninterrupted from this?
Well, this year, like recently, I have taken. I'm in therapy. Like
Good for you.
recently, I'm like, okay, I need to get away from this, and I need to find out. I need to find out like what's the problem. So I am currently in therapy, which is helping a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So I like it. I mean, I'm talking about it. I'm finding ways to combat it. So I think it's helping.
Amazing.
And I
The
think your
therapy.
podcast helps you as well, because you don't I don't see anxiety in your podcast. You interview so many people. You're so confident. You know what you're doing. It doesn't show up there. So I
I
think
know.
when
I
you feel
think
anxious, go back to that space.
I think once I get behind the mic, like once by people, like I'm just myself, and I'm just talking to them. Probably because I miss talking to people because I'm always with the kids.
Right.
So
Mm. And that comes to a good point, right? Like you are a mom of three, you're a stay-at-home mom, and I think
yes,
that often we get stuck when you're a stay-at-home mom, which I was for the beginning part of my son's life. You can become really isolated,
yes,
right? Which further would add to your anxiety. Like it's such a cycle.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. So what are you able, I mean, and COVID probably is doubled that, right?
Yes,
Right?
yes,
So
yes.
how have you been managing that?
Well, my therapist suggested that I keep a journal and I just write everything I'm feeling. And she also just suggested that, I take some time for myself, which she said that is
Yes.
very important. Like I could release some stress or just calm my anxiety down. Like I've been trying to get my nails done,
Good
going
Yeah.
for
on
you.
walks.
Good job. Do you have
Yeah.
girlfriends that you can go out with, even just for walks?
Oh gosh, it's gonna sound really sad, but I don't have any mom friends right now. My one friend that I do have is currently in a hospital, so
Oh no.
Oh,
I
okay.
know,
Oh boy. Well,
I
that's
know,
tough. That further isolates you, I guess, right?
kind of, yeah.
But you got a therapist happening, and there. And I don't know where you are in your therapy journey, but um, sometimes I always say looking for a therapist is looking for a really good pair of shoes. Sometimes you're
Mhm.
not going to put the first pair on, and I think people get frustrated when they go to therapy and they find somebody that they don't really gel with, and they're like, "Therapy's bullcrap," right? But it's really trying to find
The
somebody
right
that you mesh with. You have to have that vibe together. So anybody listening, if you're out, and I really commend you again for going to therapy, because that's also not an easy choice to do, to go and share your life with a stranger.
Yes.
Yeah.
But if that's what you're doing and you feel like you didn't hit the nail on the first time or the second time or the third time, keep looking. Just find until you find somebody you really gel with. Or you can always find a life coach too, just saying.
That's true.
Um, what are some of or were some of your biggest challenges?
With anxiety or
Yeah.
my biggest challenge, well, my biggest challenge was actually admitting it.
Oh,
Yes. So that was my biggest challenge.
Right? Yeah, because we see it as a weakness. We have been trained as women to feel weak if we have those things. Really, right? Because we're supposed to be able to go in and do it all.
Yes.
Yeah.
Especially as moms.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. There's an
And
expectation that we need to know everything, do everything right, and not make any mistakes.
Yes.
And then we become our own worst critics of that.
Oh my God, so true.
Yeah. Sorry, Hazel, what were you going to say?
I forgot, but it's okay.
So you're in therapy. So we've kind of covered where you are in the process now. Is it okay to ask how long you've been in therapy? Is it a new thing? Are you still kind of?
Yeah, it's a new thing. It's a new thing.
Yeah. Okay. Good for you. And journaling is a good thing, good way to get stuff out. And what about? I know it's not real like a lot of the time, but are you finding a life and at least some less isolation in terms of your social media where you are in there? Are you connecting with other moms there? Or
Yes, I'm actually connecting with a lot of moms, and I do my dances and stuff, which really helps me because I love music.
Yes, and you do
right?
your workouts live, which is
Yes,
so
I
good.
do my workouts live, which is another thing that helps me, like exercising and just coming out and just doing the workouts.
Mhm.
What? So okay, wait. You do workouts live on Instagram.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good for you. Hello, anxiety. You know where to go. I've given you a map on how to get there. I mean, that's incredible. You know, for somebody that struggles with anxiety, to be able to get on and do a workout, I'm gonna tell you, I could never do it. So good for you.
Thank you.
Hazel
Yeah.
has done it. But I think even Hazel, I might be putting you out on a limb here. I think you even maybe had a little bit of second thoughts about putting your workouts online, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, there
I
was
just
some anxiety with that. And did you just kind of do it, Rose? Did you decide that this was what you wanted to do? Was there an anxiety going up to that?
It was a little bit, but then I was like, this my whole workout thing is called the workout journey, and I know a lot of moms are struggling with working out with kids, and I actually do my workout with my kids in the middle, sometimes coming in the camera. So
Nice.
and don't stop it. Like,
No.
because I used to do workouts live. I may start doing that again, but I used to do work and you just ignore like the screen. Just do what you're doing, no matter
yeah,
what.
sometimes I do stop it though when my kids are in the fridge by themselves because the 3-year-old knows how to open a fridge now.
Oh, that, yes. But I mean, if they're screaming, it's your real life. Like if
Hmm.
they're making noise in the background while you're working, that's how your life is, right? So
Yes.
I wouldn't hide that.
No. Show that truth. And all those men that are out there watching, they need to know what mom life is all about.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I mean, not to take away that there's dads out there doing the same thing, because there's dads pulling double duty too. So I
Yes.
get it. Yeah, and kudos to them. So, what are your next moves? Where are you looking to take mama life?
Well, well, I'm trying to take it over. Well, I'm not trying to take it over to YouTube. I'm trying to do something different on YouTube, like documenting the family and everything. But Mama Life, I'm just trying to take it as far as it could go. Like right now, I'm just trying to help moms and trying to have them realize that motherhood is not as easy as seems and that they could make mistakes because, I made a whole bunch of mistakes. Like the other day, I forgot the diaper bag, and this is my third rodeo. So
Right, right.
with the
You're voting
diapers,
on into
and I was
reality.
like,
And it's also your reality and it's okay.
yes,
Yeah. And it's I think it's so refreshing for moms to be able to go on and see somebody admitting those things, right? Just like, holy crap, I forgot the diaper bag.
yes,
How many and then you're allowing women and moms to have a place to open up about this stuff because you kind of carved the path for them.
Mm.
I hope you see how much impact that can have.
yes. Thank you.
Yeah. So you're going to continue with your podcast. Do you have any other plans going on to take anything else, to take it to a different level, or you just plan on staying in the podcast world, which is totally okay?
I'm just plan on saying in the podcast, well, like the next episode is actually gonna be the end of season 2, because I'm trying to take a break, probably a mental break, kind of a little bit, but I'm coming back in January, fresh.
And I think that's an important point you bring up. Sometimes we do need to take breaks. Hazel and I have learned that over the years.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think we get afraid to take breaks from, social media and stuff because we think we're going to lose our following and all that stuff. And at the end of the day, if you're not okay, you can't do this anyway. So,
Yeah, and I think at the end of the day, the followers, followers come and go, and most people buy their followers anyway, so it doesn't matter how much followers you have.
No, the real ones will be in your DMs, right?
Yes.
Yes. Where can people find you?
I am on Apple Music. I'm on Spotify. I'm on Anchor. Wow, I'm on all the platforms actually. Because I put myself on every platform, but mostly on Spotify, Apple Music, Anchor, and also I made a YouTube Mama Life Plus 3.
So are you going to
nice.
share more of your life there, or are you going to
Yeah.
do like?
I'm gonna do most of my life there. I mean, I'm gonna, with the help of my husband, I might redirect it a little bit.
Right.
But so far I've just been putting videos of the kids. Like I just started it, so it's brand new.
Yay!
So then I have a next question then. So how do you feel about this new venture you've taken on for yourself? Is he supportive?
You mean
How does
the
your hubby?
YouTube?
Yeah, how does he feel about that?
I think he likes it. I think he's like, it's a way for me to express myself because for some reason I like being in front of the camera and I like doing stuff. And when I am, that's when I'm like mostly myself because like it's not the kids. When I'm around the kids, it's like I have to do everything for them. It's like, but when I'm doing something for myself, like the YouTube or the dancing or the exercise, it puts my mind like in a I don't know, I can't describe it. I feel all happy and warm on the inside. I just like it.
I love that.
Yeah.
And I think, again, it's important to recognize that as moms, we need our own time and our own space and our own thing. Because as women, and I'm sure people know that, probably know I'm going to say this already because I say it so often, but as women, we become so many things to so many people, right? You're the mom, you're the nurse, you're the driver, you're the cook, you're the wife,
Yes.
and the part of the reason why we started Big Girl Interrupted is because we recognize that women often get lost and don't even know who you are by the time your kids are grown and everything. You're like, okay, now what do I do with my life?
Right.
Yes. That's
And
true.
you're taking that initiative now. So good for you.
Thank you.
Good for you. So we've talked about where people can find you. So I'm going to hand you over to Hazel now, who's going to do some rapid fire questions for you.
Oh, fun.
Okay, so your first question is, what is one strategy that you would recommend to a woman or a mom who is currently experiencing an interruption in her life?
Talk about it. Definitely talk about it. It helps. Trust me, it really does.
Yeah, it does.
Silence is like the enemy, guys. Being silent and keeping things inside and thinking you don't need to share things about your life because it makes you look a certain way. That's first of all, that's negative Nancy talking, and it's a load of crap.
Yeah.
And it just perpetuates and feeds that feeling, right?
Yeah. Question number 2. Who's someone that inspires you?
Oh my God.
That's why they're rapid fire and you don't know that they're coming.
Oh my God. Who inspires me? Oh my God. One person, I don't know. Probably my mom, but I would say my mom, but let me be honest. Like I love music, so I'm sorry. I gotta.
You can have 2.
You can
Yeah,
have two, yeah.
Two.
yes, one is my mom because I love the woman she is. She's Haitian and she does everything and she cleans and sometimes I'm wondering when she has time for herself too
Right.
because she takes care of everybody. Yeah, probably my
Mm.
mom. And the second is gonna be I just like Tupac, so
I missed that. Did you say Tupac?
yeah.
Nothing wrong with
Yeah.
that.
Love it. Love it.
Me
Love it.
too.
And what is a non-negotiable in your life?
Oh God, non-negotiable. Jesus. My self-care. Like seriously,
Yes.
I've been struggling with that. My self-care. At first I was gonna say my kids, but then I was like, forget those kids. My self-care. It's my self-care.
Good
No,
for you.
amazing, 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 amazing. Beautiful. I love that.
Thank you.
Yeah, me too. Well, that brings us to the end of another episode of What's Interrupting Your Life. Rose, thank you so much for being a champion of anxiety, that you don't let that hold you down. Thank you for sharing your story and everything that you do. And I wish you nothing but every success.
Oh, thank you
Amazing.
so much. And thank you guys for inviting me. This was so much fun.
Amazing. Thank you.
All right.